Should this be considered a racially charged prank? A black teen was, her dorm was raided the other night due to a prank. And we got the story here. We're gonna pull this up really quick. This is very, very interesting. Right now, this is a story that's being shared all over the place. People are reposting it. It's now starting to get hit with the it's getting mainstream media starting to pick it up, all that. And we got to talk about this one. This one's very, very interesting.
Resulted in campus police storming a student's dorm room in the middle of the night. Now, today, for the first time, university leaders spoke publicly about it. We have live team coverage from Nacogdoches to Houston. We begin with Sion Rhodes at Stephen F. Austin State University, where the school's president and police chief both spoke today. Sion.
We saw a bit of mixed messaging here from the university's top leaders. The president of the school acknowledging, as far as he sees it, some wrongdoing on the part of the students involved, and saying at the very least they definitely violated the student code of conduct here. But the police chief at times during this news conference today seeming to defend the students and insisting it was not racially motivated. More than 2 weeks after the incident took place.
My heart goes out to the innocent young lady, the victim in this case. This case of false reporting.
Stephen F. Austin State University President Dr. Scott Gordon and Campus Police Chief John Fields.
We didn't know what was going on.
Spoke publicly for the first time since the swatting incident that led campus police to storm 17-year-old freshman Kristen Evans' dorm room at 3 a.m. while she was sleeping.
Since this has happened, it's made it really, really, really hard.
Evans, her family, and their attorney says she was the target of a racist setup in a plan orchestrated by her 3 white roommates and involving 8 other girls who lied to a resident assistant that Kristen was threatening to stab them with scissors. The RA then called campus police.
Were any of them harmed or injured?
No.
Chief Fields said his officers continued their pursuit of the alleged suspect in the case, Kristen, who was asleep in her room.
Only one officer had a weapon unholstered. Once they found Miss Evans in bed, the threat was de-escalated.
The campus police chief previously describing the group of girls involved in the incident as, quote, racially diverse. Today I asked him what that meant.
4 black females, 1 Hispanic, and the rest Caucasian.
The chief insisting because other students of color were involved, the incident was not racially motivated, even going so far as to pass it off as just kids behaving badly.
The evidence doesn't lead to any racism. It's more students doing stuff they shouldn't be doing.
The police chief says there is body cam video from the 3 officers showing what happened that night, and he says he will release it once he gets permission from the parents of the students involved. He also says once his investigation is complete, he'll turn it over to the local DA's office. They will decide whether there should be charges.
You got a student that's chilling at home or chilling in her dorm room, hanging out, doing her own thing. And all of a sudden, or actually, sorry, it's 3 o'clock in the damn morning, all right? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. She's passed out asleep, minding her own business, obviously. And all of a sudden, cops come busting in. One cop, they say, one cop had his gun unholstered. And there you have it. Now, her mother also said something about this situation. She said this could have been a Breonna Taylor circumstance. Luckily, the police did not shoot Kristen Evans. Now, it could have turned into that. It could have, but here it is. It did not. Now, my question is to everybody, one of the main questions I have out there is, should this be considered a racially charged prank? Should it be? Even if there is, 6 white females, 4 black girls, 1 Hispanic, does it matter? Is it still racially charged or not? The cop, the sheriff is sitting there saying, no, it is not. It's not racially charged because it was a Neapolitan ice cream of different races pulling this prank on this girl. So, the question I leave up to you guys, is it still considered a racially charged prank, even if there is a multitude of the cornucopia of different races behind this particular prank? I'm going to throw it out to the guys. What do you guys think, y'all?
So wait, they found the people that made the prank call.
Allegedly, they found the people that made the prank call. Yes, they found the people that made the prank call, and I guess it was a bunch of girls that were. They were
different.
Yes, they were all
a different race. So
yes. Yes, so they were all different races. There were 6 white girls, 4 black girls, and 1 Hispanic girl, all behind this particular prank. Now, apparently there were 3 other, I guess she lived with 3 other white girls she lived with 3 other white girls in this dorm room. And 3 of those 6 white girls were involved in this prank. So, I got to ask you guys what your thoughts are on that, because I'd like to know what your thoughts are. She did make a, well, I'm just going to pull that up here in a little bit. Go ahead. What are your thoughts, man?
I feel like we need to find out like a little bit more about the people that did it to be able to determine if it was racially charged or if it's just literally just a prank trying to, I don't know. Pulling a SWAT pranks are not really pranks. They're, and their intent is to make somebody's life, living hell. So, and I wonder what happened between them that would have caused it, because that's a pretty big prank to pull.
Yes.
And then if there was really nothing, then I imagine it was racially charged. But I guess all we have to go do is really go find the kids' TikToks and Facebook page and see what type of stuff they're putting up. And maybe you can see if any of them are outwardly showing their true colors.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. All right, as much as you could sit here and say, "Oh, we could check let's do a deep dive on their social medias and all that stuff," that don't mean jack-ish, bro. Because here it is. There's plenty of people that are racists that hide in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? True. They don't put there's people out there that keep themselves all cute and cuddly on their TikToks and on their Instagram, but still behind closed doors throw out racial slurs all day long. So I couldn't sit here and say, oh yeah, definitely dive into their Facebooks and their Twitters and their such and suches, all their social medias to find out if they're racist or not. That I don't think that there's kids that are a lot slicker than that, and then there's a lot of stupid kids out there that do stupid stuff out there too. But at the same time, there is a comment here that I agree with. Simply Simone said, even if this was racially motivated, swatting isn't anything to joke about. This could have turned left really quick. So I agree with that. Now, I don't think it was quote unquote racially charged. I don't. I think that if you got, I know it sounds weird, but when you got a smattering of different races together doing a prank or trying to pull something on a girl like this, those are just a whole bunch of mean girls. Yeah. I have to be like, it has nothing to do with, especially because she's black. No, I don't think it's that. Because there's 4 black girls that were involved. There was a 1 Hispanic girl. So there were people, I hate to say that, POCs, people of color that were behind the prank as well. Not only just the 4 white girls or the 6 white girls that were involved. You see what I'm saying? There was other girls involved in this whole prank. Now, I think it's just a bunch of mean girls that don't like this girl at all, and they just want her out of either the dorm or out of the school, whatever it might be. Maybe it's just jealousy. It could be a plethora of different things. I wouldn't call it racially charged. Now, what I've seen on mainstream media, what I've seen in comments and stuff like that, not comments, but other pages and other channels, I've seen a lot of other channels sit there and try to make it seem like this is racially charged. This is a black girl being, being harassed and being what's the word? Ostracized for the color of her skin, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, she's not being ostracized for the color of her skin if there's other people that have the same skin color pulling the prank on her as well. Now, I understand that there is racism within your own race. That there is that too, but I don't see how all of them band together and try to do something like that just because she's black. If they were to do that, I would sit there and say those 4 black girls that were involved, that one Hispanic girl that was involved as well, must hate the color of their own skin, hate the melanin that's in their skin tone. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't think it's racially charged. I think it's literally just a whole bunch of really morbid, messed up, mean girls, and they should be suspended. They should be expelled, actually. Because I do agree with what Simply Simone said just a second ago. That could have turned left really, really fast. And yes, what if she moved funny? What if she jerked out of the bed in some weird fashion, and that cop had a very, very itchy trigger finger? Anything could have happened. You see what I'm saying? So, anyway, David, what are your thoughts?
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think that it's racist by default just because of the demographics of the people involved, but it doesn't necessarily at the same time mean that just because there's minorities involved that they aren't somehow racially motivated. It's just because there's so many here that it makes it seem a little odd. In particular that in general I would want proof that they're racist, because right now they can already charge them with false endangerment and calling the SWAT, and they already committed some crimes if she's just sitting in her bed when they called her. I think you're most likely right. I've seen girls do things like this where they just try to create lies about someone and get them in trouble with the officials or authorities. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of what's happening here. I would still like to see more evidence before anyone says anything for sure, though.
Yeah. That's the thing. I love what you just said there, because that's the one thing that really drives me nuts, is that sometimes when it's a breaking story, you don't get the full story. You just get that one video or that one clip that's gone viral, and you don't get the whole thing. Sometimes it's like, man, could they just already release the body cam footage so we can actually see the other side of the story, or we can see another perspective? You see what I'm saying? It may not be the full perspective, but we can at least see what happened. And also the thing is we won't know anything outside of just the body cam footage, because we don't know what was said to the cops during that 911 call. We don't know the girls. It's not like they were vlogging their entire, we're about to prank, we're about to prank this girl. Oh, we hate her, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's not like there's all this other information out there that's just sitting there. So like, as much as we would want to have, like, say, the body cam footage, that might not even be enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to see more stuff. We need to see more. But like I said, some kids are really transparent and really dumb, and they put all their stuff on social media, even their racist thoughts and their stupid stuff. And then there's kids out there that hide in plain sight. They don't put that stuff out there like that. So yeah, it's still a terrible, terrible. I could only, oh God, I feel so terrible for that girl. You know what I mean? I feel terrible for Kristen, because what an experience to have at 3:00 in the morning in the world that we're living right now, in the heightened world that we live in right now. Man, it's not cool. Even if those kids didn't realize, even if those kids were not trying to make it racially charged, well, you did. It ended up being that way no matter what. That is how the media is taking it and throwing it out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Even so, let's be real. Even in the title of this video right now, the first part is Black Teen, Victim of SWAT Raid. People click on it. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. If it bleeds, it leads. Thank God this one didn't bleed. But let's be completely straight funky. Media's taking it, mixing it up and making crack out of it. I don't personally think that this one's racially charged. I hate to say it like that. I just don't think it's racially charged. If you got a whole bunch of girls like that, we're gonna find out for sure. I mean, if it ends up being that they're saying, oh no, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was only 4 white teens. Then yes, it's racial. Then I think it's racially charged. I know that sounds so. I hate to be so using the pun, black and white about it, but if it's a bunch of white girls that said, oh, we don't like her, she's got scissors, she's threatening to stab us, that's racially charged. But if it is really all those girls that did that in unison, that's just a bunch of girls trying to pull a prank, just being jerks, just straight trash people. But I don't think it's racially charged after that. I hate to say it like that, but that's the unfortunate breakdown of it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait till they're all inside an interrogation room and bawling, crying because of the crimes that they committed and what they're being told what's going to happen to them. One of them's going to say exactly why they did it.
Right. Somebody will squeal. Somebody's tongue will waggle. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to talk for sure. And then it'll probably get out there. But like I said, right now, it is not from the facts that we do have, the hearsay facts that we do have. Let's just be real. It's not racially charged. But at the same time, singling her out like that is wrong, especially during this time. And if that was some weird way of initiation, like into her cheerleading team or something into her cheerleading team. She's there on a cheerleading scholarship. So, I mean, she's 17 years old, for crying out loud. So, she must be one hell of a cheerleader. But at the same time, she's there for a cheerleading scholarship. So 17-year-old girl, she's part of this cheerleading squad. My only thoughts are maybe it's a really messed up initiation. I mean, that's me stretching for something. But real talk, I think it's just a bunch of mean girls that are just jealous of her, You think it was over a boy? It could have been that too. But damn, man, like we just walked into October, bruh. Damn, y'all already getting jealous and we already having Dawson's Creek up in this bitch? Come on, man. Really?
She was talking to Tommy while having a PSL.
I think we'll find out for sure what they were really all about. But I mean, at this point, the news has already broke it as a story about racism. It's probably going to stay that way no matter what they find out about the incident.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. But that's what it is.
Bring the reality to it, Dinavane.
Yeah, right. No, but at the same time, he is right. I mean, we have to. It sucks because wait a week and there'll be more information that'll drop. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be like, oh damn, if we only had all that information a week ago. And I think it has to do with jealousy, and maybe she's getting a lot of attention because maybe she's getting a lot of attention at the school. And I don't know how big the school is as far as the population and how many kids attend that actual college. But I can imagine that her being in a small school and all that, maybe she's catching a lot of attention from the guys. So there could be jealousy as well. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I just don't think it's racially charged. And as much as mainstream media, as much as they're trying to paint it out as something racially charged, I just don't see it. Until we have more facts, we're just going to have to wait and see for sure.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.